Hey everybody, I'm actually gonna try and get this Wednesday check-in on time today. I'm gonna try. So yeah, what is going on in 2025? I swear. Uh, Goodness. House stuff is moving forward. So right now we're looking at September 5th still for getting the keys. So we're excited about that. Um, Still, of course, waiting on some additional things that we asked for from the inspection. But so far, things are moving forward nicely. So that's a positive to report. I am currently pet sitting for my mom because she's visiting. I mean, she just finished visiting my sister in Hawaii. Um, and now she's gone to California to be near her family and my other sister in Southern California, um, where they're gonna have the memorial service. Um, I think in the next week or so for my late uncle. Um, my wife and I wanted to go out, but between budget and not being able to really make sure anybody could be here for Archie, it just there were too many things happening, so we ended up not going, which was great because that's how we were able to start moving forward with the house. And I mean, I would love to be out there with my family. I really wanted to, but there's just way too much going on um, that I did trying to add packing for a trip and prepping stuff around here for the house, like moving to a house. No, it just was not in the cards. Um, but there are some things that are working in my favor. I'm starting to feel some juices coming back. Um, I don't know if it's the I've been like working with audio mazes, and so it's got my juices flowing, or what. But I've had some people that are like poking at like, hey, I really like this other story you have on Inkit, and I'm like, okay, cool. Um, like I know I've had some ideas for Eclipse in my head. Nothing solid, just kind of a resurgence of remembering I why I started writing it. Um, those of you who aren't familiar with my Eclipse saga, that was the very first manuscript, not fanfic, that I ever started seriously working on when I was like, God, technically I wasn't even 16 yet. I was coming up on turning 16. Um, it was I guess you could say my coming into my own thinking for myself. Freshman, like the second half of my freshman year of high school. You know, that adolescence phase when you're kind of like, I need to start forming my own opinions and thoughts on life. That's what inspired Eclipse. It's a unique story that it's kind of daunting though, because it is definitely high fantasy portal, like high portal fantasy. Like, oh my god, what possessed me to do this? I don't know. Um, but yeah, if you're interested in reading the working manuscript for book one, it is on my Inkit profile. Eclipse the Beginning. It's the first installment. It will ultimately be 4 books. So if anybody's interested in that one, you should head over there and see what you think. I also had somebody approaching me about Thicker Than Blood, which was a dare that happened when I was in college when I was like 19. And I never thought it was going to go anywhere, but people really enjoyed it. I used to post it as 500 word chapters on DeviantArt. Yes, I'm showing my age. Um, I think I'd gotten over 100 of those chapters before I finally went, why am I doing this to myself? Just write it as a book. So I adapted it into a book, and like the first 75% I think of those chapters are they made up Thicker Than Blood Awakening, which is, again, is on my Inkit profile if you're interested in checking that out. It was actually back when I was on Gaia Online and I was in one of my forum guilds. We used to write stories, and one of my guy friends was like, I dare you to write a vampire story that's better than Twilight. And I went, that is not hard. And he was like, but it has to be 500 word chapters because you could write novels on here. And I was like, you hate me. So that's how it came about. And it ended up being kind of like a nod to like monster lore and me actually doing research into vampire lore from around the world. And it was a really fascinating deep dive that I really enjoyed. But somebody actually was like, this would make a really cool comic. So I've started talking to them. I'm not sure where it's going just yet. Updates to come on that one because I am really interested to see if people would be willing to help support me pay for this to get turned into a graphic novel. This artist is offering to do pay by the page. She's going to convert the chapters over, and I'd pay per colored page. I'm thinking about putting some updates over on Substack, and then once we have enough for an actual like graphic novel, try and crowdfund to have that sold over on my Ko-fi page. So, like I said, the things that are starting to bubble up for other things, I really would love to start getting some of these stories actually like in format somewhere, because I am kind of concerned about people stealing my work. Or, I mean, it's been sitting on Inkit, which is a free platform for years now, and I'm kind of like, I'd like to try and get them in commerce somewhere. Now, granted, all of them really have a life of their own and can take many forms. Artemis got published. That was my debut one. Nature Calls is moving forward as novels. Eclipse is still kind of on hold because, like I said, that is a huge monster. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But Thicker Than Blood, I think, could really make a cool graphic novel. As far as To Cross the Divine, I think that would be a nice dark fantasy kind of I mean, technically I guess people could say it's romantasy, but I don't like attributing romantasy to my stuff, because romantasy comes with expectations, and I'm gonna be honest, I do not write to the expectations that readers of the romance genre want. You're not gonna get those tropes, you're not gonna get those things. I'm gonna write an original story that is a love story, or I'll write a journey of two souls coming together. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I would write. So I don't want to disappoint people's expectations by putting those labels onto my work, but that also makes it kind of difficult for me to market myself, right? So again, anytime somebody reads my work and they love it, please tell somebody. Let people know why this was so good, why this original thing was so great. I'm very heavily dependent on word of mouth, because that's really the only way that I can really market myself. I'm so original. I mean, I've been told it's literary fiction or whatever, but at the same time, literary makes it sound like it's, something that's highbrow, and I'm like, I really consider myself somebody who writes for everyday people. I'm not trying to write something that's going to be in the Library of Congress, although it would be nice. But no, like, I'm very heavily influenced by folklore and mythology, and those were written for people. They weren't written for aristocrats that only they would understand, or the highly educated. No, I'm writing for people to either broaden their imaginations. Maybe they see a different thing they've never heard of or thought about. That's what I write for. So again, I really am dependent on readers sharing their impressions of what they love about my work. So if you feel so inclined and you love something that I've written, talk about it. Make a post, make a video reel. I do not understand book talk or bookstagram. I really am not doing very well marketing it myself. So if you guys want to help me out, I greatly appreciate that. If you want to reach out to me either on one of my comments in this video or reach out to me in the DMs or something like that, I greatly appreciate any help I can get. But I am reaching my 10-minute mark. I'm trying to keep these to 10 minutes because I can be long-winded. But that's what's going on in my world so far. But until next time, be kind to yourself and to others, as we all are traversing the same path in life. We're just taking different vehicles. And I hope you guys enjoy my work, and happy reading and listening adventures.